Alright, I'm working on the Ghostbusters car some more. This trim that I built a while back, I never did really fully sand it, really like I wanted to, because I didn't have the, the pads and everything at the time, and all that, and you can see, it just doesn't look good, and there's areas where, even with that clear coat, it's already, starting to get some rust on there. So I'm going to go ahead and, I picked up, quite an assortment of different pads, a couple different forms of ways of sanding it, and then a buffer, and I'm gonna essentially go through and I'm gonna sand and sand and sand on these things and try to get them to where they look really good right from the very beginning. And I'll shoot a coat of clear on it to protect it, because obviously it'll rust if I don't. So let's see how this looks when I get done. Okay, that's definitely much better than it was when I started. And you can actually see a little bit of reflection in it now. I mean, if I could, get it down to, another, 1500 or whatever grit paper, which I was trying to use a 1500, but it didn't seem like it was really doing much. So, but I mean, that's much better than it was before. Now I'm going to wipe the surface off with some reducer, so this way I strip off any waxes or anything like that. And I'm just going to put a coat of clear coat over it, and then we'll see what it looks like once the clear coat's on. got the rest of the pieces sanded. Got everything else all painted with the clear. The paint's already dry to the touch, so I'm going to go ahead and bring them into the shop. I'm going to let them sit overnight, and then tomorrow I'm going to put them back on the car, and hopefully it's a nice sunny day. I'd like to see what these look like out in the sun. I went ahead and took care of the little taillight bezel pieces. I only really worried about, you know, this area, and they're so small it's really hard to really do much with that. So, but once the red taillight's in there, you know, it won't look too bad. And then I'm using this right here. It's a 1K clear. I figured that'd be a little bit better of a product than what I used the first time. I'm hoping to not get any of that surface rust again. So, alright, you know, we'll just have to wait and see what it looks like when it's nice and sunny out. I'm working on putting the trim back on. So I got it all the way down here. I got the back piece on. Now what I have to do here is, because I don't want any kind of fasteners in here, and I'm not really sure the best way of making like a push-in system to lock it down inside. So I just put a little caulking up underneath there. I just have it taped off, so once the caulking dries, I peel all that off. You won't see any of the caulking on there. That's all that's for. But I got the side pieces on. You see they came out pretty good with the clear on them. You can see an actual, you know, reflection in them. I mean, they're still not like chrome, but they look way better than they did the first time. Now I'm working on installing the little bullet tail lights into the little housings so I can put all them on. I have the car pulled out here. I just washed it. All the trim is on. That sealant that I was using to hold the trim from being able to vibrate is all dry. So I wanted to get out here in the sun and see the finished product actually out in the sunlight. You see it definitely has a much better look to it than it did the first go around. You see it's pretty good considering, you know, it's just metal sanded down with a little bit of clear on it. I mean, you see the reflection in there. I mean, you can make out, you know, my hand. You can almost make out, you know, images behind me a little bit. Now it's not quite to the extent of, you know, full on chrome and everything, but, you know, considering what I did to it, I'm pretty happy with it. Like I said, I wish I could have gone a little bit more, but like in the video I was saying, that 1500 grit just didn't seem like it was doing much more with it. So I just felt that I just kind of had to stop where it was at. So, and I'm also hoping that that different clear coat that I picked up is going to hold up much better than the other clear I did, and hopefully I don't get any kind of real surface rust from it. But I gotta say, I'm happy with it. I'm pleased with it. Let me know what you think. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think of it. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. Alright, before I close this video out, I just figured I'd share this real fast with everybody. You know, having old cars are so much fun. I mean, they're such a blast. You know, anybody that's actually had an old car or an old hot rod or something they're restoring and stuff like that, you know, they're so much fun. They're so maintenance free, you know, and all that kind of stuff. Reliable. Pretty much right after I got done with that video with it parked out there in the sun, checking out the trim, you know, I was cleaning the floor, sweeping the floor before pulling it back in. Went to start it, loud bang. Then it sounded like the battery is dead. So I pulled it in the shop. You know, I rolled it into the shop, checked the battery. Battery seems to be fine. So I jack it up to check the starter, make sure any wires didn't fall off. To find my starter has blown apart. So that's fantastic. I also pulled the cover off where the flywheel's at to make sure no pieces fell down inside there. Nothing fell down inside there, so I'm good there. It didn't chew up my flywheel at all. So the flywheel's in good shape still, but I think this is still under warranty because this is actually a fairly new starter. If it is outside the warranty, I'd have to figure out when I purchased it. Looks like I'm buying a new starter. So, just wanted to show that real fast. And, you know, the reason why I've been going through and fixing the car up, you know, putting the rotopellet light on there finally and redoing the trim is I have a car show I'm going to be taking the car to very shortly. So I'm kind of getting it all shined up and spiffed up and getting it ready to go. But I gotta say though, ever since I started this project, got this car on the road, this thing has tested every ounce of patience that I possess in my body. And this is just one more thing where I'm about ready to say, you know something, this thing needs to be parked out to pasture and just let it be in peace, because apparently this thing just does not want to be on the road anymore. But I just wanted to share that. Hope your day went better than mine. Thanks for watching.